Hope you all are doing very well and are safe and healthy. Today we are going to have the last lecture in the semester, including section 3 and section 4 in chapter 12. I removed some topics from section 3, this section, because it's very complicated. The reason is that some students, or most of the students in the last semester, did not do very well in this section. I decided to remove some topics and included only the major topics, a couple of topics, and one type of grammar in order to learn the concept of the next section, which is section 4. So for the final exam, this section is not included, but you need to know the concept again of this section, the idea, the definition of how to generate languages, and the definition of one type of a grammar, how to construct a grammar, what's the rule of grammars, and so on. So by skipping this section, you are not able to learn section 4. Again, this section is not included in the final exam, but we need to learn it in order to know the concept of the section. So let's start. This section, which is section 3 in chapter 12, it's all about languages and grammars. The section summary includes phrase structure grammars and types of phrase structure grammars. The section objectives include given a grammar, the student will be able to give the set notation and describes the language generated by the grammar. Given the language, the student will be able to construct a grammar that will generate the language. Introduction to this section. In any computer language, we have two concepts, the syntax and the semantics. So what's the syntax? The syntax basically it's the form of the sentence versus the semantic, it's the meaning of the sentence. An example here, we have a sentence, frog writes. It's a valid sentence according to the rule of English grammar, but it doesn't have any meaning, right? What does it mean, frog writes? So the syntax is valid again, which is the form of a sentence here according to the rules of English grammar, but the semantic, which is the meaning of the sentence, is not valid because it doesn't make any sense. Another example here we have swims quickly. So syntactically, which is the form of the sentence that belongs to the rules of English grammar, is not valid because we cannot start a sentence with a verb, right? And also, it's semantically doesn't have any meaning. So this is an introduction for this section. It's all about the syntax versus semantics concept. Languages. The language is the words, their pronunciation, and the methods of combining them used and understood by the community. Such languages are often called natural languages, for example, the English language. But designing a computer programming language using any natural language, it's very difficult. That's why we need to use another language. It's called formal languages, or formal language, which are used to model natural languages and to communicate with computers. So formal languages have another name, or it has another name. It's called a grammar. So, for example, the definition, let A be a finite set. A formal language L over A is a subset of A star, the set of all string over A. So this is the definition of the language. An example here, let A is equal or contains two symbols, lowercase a and b, the set of all strings over a containing an odd number of a is the language over a. So we are going to learn more about languages and grammar in next slides. Grammars, the rules that specify the syntactically correct sentences of natural language, such as English language. It's a very complex and complicated language. We cannot directly design or construct a kind of programming language from the English language. So that's why we need grammars or formal language to describe this natural language. So instead of studying natural languages, we can define again formal languages that have well-defined rules of the syntax. These rules of syntax are important both in linguistics and in the study of programming languages. For example, here we have the rules or the grammar of English language. We have here the grammar or the rules of a sentence. So we have a sentence made up of noun phrase followed by verb phrase. And the noun phrase is made up of an article followed by an adjective and a noun. And the noun phrase can be made of an article followed by a noun. And we have the verb phrase is made up of a verb followed by an adverb, or a verb phrase is made up by a verb only. And for each rule, here there is an example is provided. For example, the article is a or the adjective is large and hungry. The noun is rabbit and mathematician. And verb is eat or perhaps. An adverb is quickly and widely. And just imagine if you want to design a computer programming language to recognize these words, you need to feed your language with all kinds of articles, all words for adjectives in English dictionary, all the nouns in the world, all the verbs, and so on. So let's take some example. We have here a sentence. We should provide it here a sentence. The sentence is made up of noun phrase and verb phrase, right? And with the noun phrase, you choose either definition here. It's made up of an article followed by adjective or an article followed by a noun. So for this example, the noun phrase is made up of article followed by adjective followed by the noun, right? This is for the noun phrase. And then verb phrase, we need to derive verb phrase, keeping the definition of the noun phrase followed by an adverb. So we select this definition, okay? And now we need to replace the example for each rule here in this sentence. So let's start from the beginning. With article, we chose the. Adjective, we chose large. And noun, we chose rabbit. And with verb, we chose hops. And with adverb, we chose quickly. So the final sentence is gonna be the large rabbit hops quickly. Even if you choose any other provided words, maybe you will have a sentence, or you will be ended up with a sentence that doesn't mean anything, but at this time it's syntactically valid. Now let's take another additional valid sentences, but as I they are semantically invalid or doesn't make sense. For example, a hungry mathematician eats widely. What does it mean? Um, it doesn't mean anything, right? A large mathematician hops. The rabbit eats quickly. Um, all of them are syntactically correct, but semantically don't have any meaning. And let's take a not valid sentence. So we have the quickly eats mathematician. In your opinion, why this sentence is not valid or it's invalid? The reason is we have started with the article, so we assumed that is a noun phrase. So the noun phrase, okay, is made up of an article followed by an adjective or followed by a noun, right? An adjective, a noun, or an article followed by a noun. But now we have the article is followed by the adverb, which is not correct and does not match the rules of the grammar. So that's what we have here an invalid sentence. Phrase structure grammars. A phrase structure grammar G contains of the